two phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick, and I was like, hey, I want to get back in music. And it was like, what's the advice? And Jay said, like, don't fake your story. And that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused, he said, man, just say that shit you always been fucking scared to say.
Sorry, mommy. You gotta say sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry.
I mean, that's Kendrick said that, mommy. I didn't say that.
There was a time when Will Smith could do no wrong, and everybody knew it. Every movie he dropped hit, every role worked, nothing missed. Men in Black, Bad Boys. Those weren't just successful films, they defined an era, and he was right in the center of it. Even his music connected, which made it even crazier. But what really made his run different wasn't just the success, it was how he carried it. No scandals, no chaos, just a clean image, positive energy, and respect from all sides. That kind of balance is rare in this industry, and somehow he kept it consistent for years. And the wild part? He made it all look normal, like staying on top was just part of the routine. Now it feels like the internet flipped on him completely. People clown him nonstop over how he handled things with his wife, calling his newer music corny, saying he lost his edge, and of course, that Chris Rock slap still follows him everywhere. That moment stuck heavy.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? Okay. I'm out here, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
And here's the part that makes it worse. Every time he tries to fix things, it somehow backfires. Over the past couple years, Will's been on a serious PR run. Interviews, apologies, freestyles, big announcements. You can see the plan, but every move gets dissected instantly, like people are just waiting for him to slip. Then he drops a new single after almost 20 years away from solo music. And the reaction? Rough. The like to dislike ratio looked bad, and the comments were brutal. Not just negative, but personal too. One person wrote, "This is hands down, got to be the most elaborate way of coming out," while another joked, "Guantanamo has a new banger for the playlist." Some even called it a humiliation ritual. That's not normal criticism, that's a full internet dogpile. On a fan forum, someone broke it down in a way that actually made sense. They said, "I get what he's trying to do. It's a song made for TikTok and social media. He's trying to stay relevant. He's riding trends. It doesn't appeal to the old school hip-hop heads, like most of us. We're all hoping he'll get back in the lab with Jeff, but he's just having fun and trying things."
Will Smith is how old?
57.
The stimulus plan that you naming is not working today for 50-however-year-old Will Smith. I don't think this is a bad song, but we can't pump this up like this is about to do something.
That take felt honest, but it still didn't change how most people reacted. A lot of this really took off after the 2022 Oscars, Will walking on stage and slapping Chris Rock in front of the entire industry. That clip went everywhere instantly. Every platform, every timeline, no escaping it. People kept saying that joke would have been forgotten in seconds, but now it's part of pop culture forever. That moment stamped his image. And when he sat back down yelling from his seat, that made everything even more uncomfortable than the slap itself. The tension didn't drop, it got worse. Later, he explained he reacted because he was defending his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who has alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss. That context mattered to some, but it didn't change the overall reaction. By then, the damage was done, and the internet wasn't letting it go. He did apologize publicly, but it didn't reverse anything. Projects got paused, opportunities slowed down, and everything around him started shifting fast. You could see it. He stepped away for a while, kept a low profile. Since then, the biggest releases tied to him have been the Bad Boys continuation and its follow-up. That one moment didn't just create backlash, it changed his trajectory. When he came back, it felt like he was throwing everything at once. New music, teasing a collab album with Joyner Lucas, trying to reconnect with hip-hop. It all moved fast, almost rushed. You could see the effort, but you could also feel the pressure behind it. And here's where it gets tricky. Joyner already gets labeled corny by some fans, and Will's had that label for years too. Back then, it didn't stick. Now, that label hits harder, and people aren't letting it slide. Then out of nowhere, he starts posting ads for a zombie video game on his YouTube channel. And that threw people off. It didn't match his image at all. This is someone who's made hundreds of millions in Hollywood, so random gaming promos felt out of place. Maybe the check made sense, but the game flopped, and instead of helping, it made the comeback feel forced. He kept showing up everywhere. Freestyles, interviews, podcasts, no breaks.
Started to develop, someone put in the prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah,
so that
why
was
not?
like, yeah, right, yeah. So just a random thing. So that became the test of the evolution of AI video.
Yeah.
Is every couple of months they do a new prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti, and the latest one is the first one that's absolutely perfect and photo real.
It's mad. I
Yeah.
honestly, I was watching it earlier and I was like, I can't believe that's not you.
Yep. I'm still eating the spaghetti in 2020.
Then he dropped a freestyle with lyrical lemonade, and fans reacted instantly. The comments were ruthless. One said he rapped like an undercover cop, and when he said, "And I pulled the pin out of the grenade on purpose," people hit back with, "Yeah, bro, that's how grenades work." That's the kind of reaction he was getting nonstop. It turned brutal fast. Even though Charlemagne the God showed support, it wasn't enough to shift anything. Will even said he reached out to Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar for advice before dropping the album, which sounds smart, but it didn't turn into a real comeback moment. Either the advice didn't land, or it just didn't connect with today's audience. Then came another unexpected move, linking up with younger internet personalities like KSI and XQC. YouTube videos, collabs, gaming content, it was clearly an influencer play. But something felt off immediately. The chemistry wasn't there, and people caught it fast. Instead of feeling natural, it came across like a legend trying to keep pace in a space that moves way faster, and people pointed it out quick. All of this leads into his recent track, Pretty Girls, and with his current image, his age, and what people actually stream today, it just didn't line up. That song didn't just miss, it backfired fast, and honestly, the signs were already there before it even dropped. The album based on a true story came out in March 2025 with solid features on paper, strong names, decent rollout, everything looked set. But when it dropped, it didn't take over the charts like expected. Instead of a comeback moment, it just passed without impact. Some tracks felt a bit too self-aware too. On Barbershop Day, there's that line, "Who the fuck Will Smith think he is?" And that "boy damn crazy how he raising them kids?" Followed by "Bottom line, Will Smith is whacked. Him and Jada both crazy." That's him addressing the noise directly. But instead of sounding confident, a lot of listeners heard insecurity. It didn't land strong. It felt reactive. That's why people keep saying the interviews, freestyles, influencer collabs, it all feels calculated. Like it's less about expression and more about fixing his image step by step. And for a lot of fans, that just doesn't feel real. It feels planned out, controlled, almost too careful. There's also that built-in bias from people who remember the older version of him, the charismatic star, the entertainer who was running both music and movies at the same time without even looking stressed.
Looks like you made it through the apocalypse. Welcome. Now, if you want to stay alive, here's what you need to know. And pay attention, because trust me, you need this way more than me.
That's the version people still compare everything to, and right now, that gap is hard to ignore. Meanwhile, in 2017, Will is posting a heartfelt message celebrating their 20-year anniversary like everything is solid. At the same time, Jada is doing interviews brushing off rumors, saying, "That's the craziest one. It's constant." The messaging felt mixed, and people started noticing. It didn't fully add up. Then Will added even more confusion when he said they no longer saw themselves as just married, but as life partners. That wording didn't explain much. It raised more questions. People didn't really know what that meant, and the speculation only grew.
Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't, no, she, yeah, because she don't just,
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot.
Later, she tried to clarify on Facebook saying, "This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one." But notice, that didn't fully shut everything down. And the internet? It went straight into speculation mode. Then more rumors started building when Will worked with Margot Robbie on Focus. Things escalated when Jada grew close to singer August Alsina. She met him in 2015 through Jaden, and at first, he was introduced as a family friend. That's how it started. But by 2019, August started hinting at something deeper through his music, and fans were already connecting the dots. Then in 2020, during an interview with Angela Yee, he came forward with a major claim. He said he had a real relationship with Jada and even stated, "I actually sat down with Will." That line shifted everything and took the situation to another level. "He gave me his blessing." That one line set the internet off. People couldn't believe what they were hearing, and reactions came in fast. Not long after that, Jada brought Will onto Red Table Talk for what became the viral entanglement episode, and that pushed everything even further.
I was going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship.
During that tense conversation, she confirmed there had been a romantic relationship while she and Will were separated. She explained it lasted for a period of time during a difficult phase in their marriage. Will looked visibly hurt sitting there, even though he stayed composed and tried to hold it together. That clip stuck, and once it hit the internet, it spread everywhere fast. It quickly became one of the most talked about interviews online. Then Will followed it up with an interview in GQ, where he opened up about their relationship being more complicated than people realized. He spoke about the pressure of trying to look perfect and admitted that keeping a traditional structure wasn't always simple. That added context, but also made people look at everything differently. Then you add in the long-standing connection Jada had with Tupac Shakur, and fans kept analyzing every detail for years. That never really went away. Will spent decades building a very specific image, the charming, loyal, steady family man, but all the relationship drama slowly chipped away at it over time. By the time the 2022 Oscars happened and he slapped Chris Rock, the public was already split. That moment didn't come out of nowhere. It just pulled everything into the spotlight at once. Some fans said the slap permanently changed how people see him. One comment said, "Post-slap, you can't see him as the cool, under-pressure leading man anymore." Another wrote, "Will Smith's whole career was powered by likability. He doesn't have that anymore." That shift stuck. Old clips started resurfacing too, and people started rewatching everything differently. One video Jada posted years back had people feeling uncomfortable about their dynamic, and instead of empathy, social media turned it into non-stop jokes. Memes flooded timelines fast. People were saying things like, "Jada got Will looking like he back in The Pursuit of Happiness and The Fresh Prince of Despair." Even 50 Cent reportedly reached out to Will asking if he was okay. Will responded respectfully, but the internet still turned that into content. Some supporters said they were watching someone clearly dealing with something heavy, while others argued that stepping away from the marriage might actually help him personally and professionally. Two very different takes. But no matter where people stood, the narrative stuck. The slap became bigger than just one moment. It turned into a symbol of everything people felt had been building for years. Since then, aside from Bad Boys, Ride or Die, his film run hasn't felt as dominant as before. The aura shifted. That confidence people used to see doesn't hit the same now. Still, let's be real. Will Smith is a legend. The awards, the box office numbers, the Grammy wins, that history is locked in. That part doesn't change. But lately, it feels like he's trying too hard to win people back, instead of just owning where he is now. Instead of leaning into being a seasoned icon, all the constant PR moves make everything feel calculated, like every step is planned instead of natural. I'm not gonna lie, I still mess with Will. I grew up watching his movies, so that connection doesn't just disappear. His music was never really at the top of my rotation, but the impact he made, that's already locked in. And honestly, Pretty Girls wasn't even as bad as people made it sound. Plus, the latest Bad Boys still pulled numbers, so it's not like he completely fell off. At this point, it feels like he's trying a little too hard to win people back. If he just relaxed and showed up as himself again, people might start rocking with him naturally. Or maybe things have shifted too much, and it won't ever fully go back to how it was. That's where the conversation is right now. So what do you think? Can Will really rebuild his image, or is it already too far gone? And if you made it this far, hit subscribe and let me know your take.